What to eat? Hey, what's up, guys? I bet you guys are curious of how I plan my meals. Let's take you along with me. What's up, guys? Alright, in today's video, I am going to show you guys how I organize my grocery list and how I plan my recipes. So it's pretty simple. And the reason why I do this is not only to save money by eating at home, but when you create a list, you create a list of just what you need rather than going through the grocery store aimlessly without a plan. That is one of the worst ways to go about it, and also it's harder to create a menu on the fly than it is if you pre-plan with what you have at home first before going to the grocery store. One of the first things I like to do is to look through my cabinets and my refrigerator before anything, just to see what the inventory is looking like. Once I take a look into my refrigerator, my cabinets, and see what I have, I go ahead and put down the things on the list that I know I'll need for sure. So almost daily I have egg whites, so I put eggs on there, stuff like Pam spray, things that you know you automatically will need. And then thereafter, you need to think about the menu. So I used to plan a week in advance, but food would get old and I would get sick of the menu quick. So I like to pre-plan my menu every 3 to 4 days. So since I was craving shredded beef, I went ahead and found a few shredded beef recipes on the internet, but I saw that they were all pretty high fat using the chuck roast. And so then I Googled shredded flank recipes and I found a few. And also I have been wanting something for a long time, which I'll show you later today before I go to the grocery store. But it's going to help me create my shredded beef recipe. So the first thing you want to do is Google what you're craving. Second thing you want to do is try to find healthy alternatives to what you're craving. So maybe if you're craving a hamburger, Google healthy burger recipes. But since I've been cooking for so long, I kind of already know what types of meats and ingredients are pretty high macros. But if you're not sure, what I would do is go on my FitnessPal and look it up. Input the type of meat used, input a few of the ingredients used in the recipe, and if it seems like it's just too high fat or too high carb, I would go ahead and find a better recipe. So once you find a few staple recipes and you've already inputted it on my FitnessPal and know that it will fit your macros, then you gotta put it on your grocery list. So I have things here that is for my recipe, and I have things here that are staples or things that I can eat with the foods I already have in my fridge. So I have it all roughly laid out here, and I just randomly wrote it out. But the next thing I like to do is go on the notes section of my iPhone and put it in categorically. So I'll show you guys that after I input all the things I need. Alright, so went ahead and completed the list. So as you can see, the list is actually organized from one end of the grocery store to the other end of the grocery store. Now, if you don't know the order of the aisles of your grocery store like I do, then go ahead and just put it by category. Like do the vegetables category, meats category. It just makes it so much easier to navigate the grocery store and go through the list than to have everything randomly written down. It is pre-workout time. I kind of put together an enchilada with just ingredients I had laying around the house with 93 lean beef. Let's see how it turned out. Whoa, it looks good. Look at that. But does it taste good? Alright guys, we're gonna do a taste test. Let's see how this is. I love like those cheap burritos, like chimichangas and stuff, so I was just craving something with ground beef and beans. So I put in here fat-free refried beans and then some 93 lean ground beef. It was seasoned yesterday with some taco seasoning. Let's see how it tastes. That is so good. It has a texture of a soft enchilada, right? but it has a taste of those cheap burritos I like. That is so good. Maybe in another video I'll show you guys how I made this. But we're gonna get on with the video. Today's video is gonna be basically how I plan my meal or meals for the next few days. I like to plan 3 to 4 days at a time, so yeah, I'll go ahead and show you that. But dang, this was really good. This was like a success. I also am having a serving of these Quaker Rice Crisps. I'm gonna put some lemon juice on this and then probably have half a pickle and sprinkle some white onion on this. I love onion. All right, guys, I got my pre-workout ready. I'm gonna go to the gym, probably do some light legs, maybe some abs, and I know I got some cardio to do this week. And I'll see you guys when I get back from getting what that surprise is that I've been wanting and from the grocery store. See you guys in a bit. All right, guys, just got back from the grocery store. Change of plans. I had to change the menu due to me not being able to buy what I thought I was going to buy today because it's out of the store. So I'll just show you guys what I bought. Alright, first things first, I got some of this. These are just hard tacos. I love them because they're pretty macro friendly. 3 shells, you get 150 calories, 8 fat, 19 carb, 2 protein. And it tastes legit. Next thing I got are these Quaker Crisps. I like them because it has more volume for the amount of crisps you get. So 130 calories, 5 fat, 21 carb, 2 protein. I got some eggs. I got some tofu. I love tofu because it's pretty macro friendly, but you gotta like the taste of it, and it goes good with stuff that is really salty or really spicy. Offsets the flavor well. So this thing has 4.5 servings. A serving is 3 fat, 2 carb, 6 protein. So got some protein in there. Taco seasoning, I've been liking this one. Makes it taste really good, my ground beef. And I got some more tortillas. I can make more enchiladas. Broccoli for what we're making today. By the way, today we're making beef and broccoli instead. So look out for that later. We got Halo Top, half cup, 80 calories, 2.5 fat, 15 carb, 5 protein. More 0 calorie monsters. I love monsters when I'm cutting because it's like a treat. It's like having dessert in the morning. I got flank steak, and this is for the beef and broccoli later. Pan spray. Love to use pan with everything to reduce the fat when I'm like frying an egg or something. Fat-free refried beans. I've been loving having these. This, it is half a cup. It's pretty much a lot of refried beans. So you get 16 carb, 5 protein, 0 fat. You got onions for the, well, I love always having white onions on hand, but we're also going to probably use that for the beef and broccoli. Got green onions. Got this Hebrew National Hot Dog. This is the stuff I use. It's not fat-free, but they do have one that's pretty much fat-free. But I don't know if it'll taste as good, so I don't want to take the risk. But this one is 8 fat, 2 carb, 5 protein. And we got some garlic. Next thing, we got some pickles. I love these because, like, for all this volume, like a whole pickle, I believe is like 10 calories. And I just like having it as with my meal and pairing it with my pre-workout meal as well for a good pump later. High sodium isn't bad for you guys, but it helps with the pumps. I got sugar-free popsicles. These are awesome and a staple when I'm cutting. I have like 1 or 2 a day. One is only 15 calories, 4 carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein. So it's nice to have on hand when you're like craving something sweet after dinner. You know, I got the sliced kimchi. Let's see if there's macros on here. Let's see. 1 cup is 25 calories and 5 carbs, 2 protein. That is actually really good. And I usually have like maybe an ounce or 2 a day just with my meal. And then we got some popcorn. This is actually really good for being macro friendly. Half the bag is like 65 calories, and that's usually all I have is half the bag. So it's called classic butter and sea salt. This is awesome. And that is the grocery haul. What's up, you guys? It's dinner time. I'm gonna show you guys how to make some healthy beef and broccoli. And I looked up this recipe online, so I'll link it down below. But let's get started. All right, first thing we're gonna do is cut up the broccoli florets. I have 2 of them, 2 of these guys. I'm gonna cut them up, and then we're gonna thinly chop up some green onions, 4 of them. All right, and the recipe says it calls for a shallot. I'm just gonna do half a white onion. Chop this up finely, and next we're gonna mince up 3 cloves of garlic. Alright, next we're gonna go ahead and thinly slice a pound of flank steak across the grain. Okay guys, so what it's looking like. Here's the update on the flank steak. We got 1 pound thinly sliced. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep stuff for the sauce. We're gonna combine 3/4 cup of water with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and mix until it's no longer clumpy. Alright guys, here it is. Kind of looks like milk, but it's no longer clumpy now. So now we're gonna move on to the next thing. Alright guys, next in a medium bowl, we're gonna go ahead and combine 1/3 cup soy sauce. It says low sodium, but I'm gonna use the full sodium soy sauce. I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of brown sugar instead of coconut sugar. And then we're gonna skip the ginger, don't have that. And I'm going to go ahead and put in 1/8 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And then we're gonna go ahead and combine the cornstarch water mixture with that. Alright, this is what the sauce is looking like. We're gonna set that aside, and then we're gonna start cooking everything. And I pre-cut all the veggies, and that's what I would do if I were you guys as well. I would prep everything before cooking. You guys, once the pan is heated through, we're gonna add the beef and cook until it's well browned, about 6 to 8 minutes. And then we're gonna remove it from the pan and set it aside before we add the garlic, shallots, and green onions. And then we're gonna cook that for about a minute, stirring frequently. After that minute, we're gonna add the broccoli and cover the pan for 5 minutes. All right guys, I noticed that a lot of that liquid that was help steaming the broccoli dissipated, so I'm adding some water so it can cook without burning. All right guys, the next step is we're gonna go ahead and take the cover off. And then we're gonna add the sauce that we made earlier and let that thicken for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then we're gonna add the beef for another couple minutes, and then we got beef and broccoli. All right, you guys, the beef and broccoli is done. It looks super good. I mean, look at that. It looks aesthetically pleasing. Hopefully it's better than Panda Express, but next thing we're going to do is do a taste test. This is not even the whole batch. The rest of it's in here, but we're going to divide it up into 4 servings, but I'm going to just have 1 serving today. And the macros are pretty good too. Alright guys, here is the official taste test, so hopefully it tastes good. It had good ratings on the internet, so let's try some of the broccoli. The broccoli is super good. How about the beef? Okay. Alright guys, this is super good. The beef is a bit more tough because it is a leaner cut of steak. Now if you use the fattier steak, it'd be more tender, but then the macros wouldn't be as good. And I'll put the macros up on the screen right now for this serving. And then I also have 100 grams of rice. And then I'm gonna have this with kimchi and some sriracha sauce. So yeah, you guys, that was the recipe video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give this video a like. It really does help the channel out. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.